Hello, what's up, YouTubers? Thank God I finished fapping today, relatively speaking, earlier than usual. So, which means I had a bit of, I have a bit of more time to spare for, for YouTube content creation, and hence here I am. So I perceive it's it is another time for me to reflect on on my on the direction towards which my life is heading. And also I just like to give you guys a bit of a more updates on my mental health, and my struggles with lusts, with pornography, especially the more sexually deviated, uncanny attraction towards dead female human individuals, which I have been suffering, or I should say I have been having or harboring since I was an early teenager. Maybe it began at the age of maybe 11 or 10, as far as I can trace and remember. So I don't know if I still stand a chance to get redeemed, to get saved by the Lord, since I have found myself so deeply stranded in it. But that should qualify for another video. So I'm not gonna discuss such topic with too much details in this video. So yeah, so overall, I suppose I can attribute to today's depression to oversleeping, perhaps, and yes, and excessive use of my iPad, since I stayed up quite late. I stayed awake quite late. Actually, last morning, past 4 a.m. I just watched some cars accidents videos, especially the videos that involve a lot of billets, and suka, plenty of yeah. On top of that, some SMR vids, and a bit of science, and a bit of videos that were about science, and of philosophy, and whatnot. Yeah, and so I suppose the reason I've been staying up quite late, the reasons I can think of, let me give you a few. Perhaps, yeah, most chiefly speaking, I feel quite lonely, even with my grandma, since somehow I just don't feel like speaking in Mandarin Chinese over the days, and feeling my English language ability could somehow degenerate due to speaking too much Mandarin Chinese. That has always had me quite worried and frightened, even frightened. Yeah, since I've been away from English speaking world countries for nearly 4 years, actually for more than 4 years. Yes, I had several opportunities to speak with Sigma, one of my beloved audiences and subscribers on YouTube tonight, but I fear, my voice could, my voice could disturb, the neighbors and my grandma. So I'm trying to lower my voice, lower the volume of my voice. So yeah, I beg your pardon if my voice sounds too silent, too low, to some of you out there. But I find I find it quite difficult to gather thoughts and ideas to talk about in a philosophical and metaphysical and analytical fashion, during daytime. Especially I got myself, especially when I tend to get myself so involved, so stranded with my own work, with my other chores I depend on to make a living, such as content creation, code calls, and some data gathering, some document drafting, So I have actually reviewed, more characteristics about the nature of my work than I ordinarily, tended to, in the past. So I hope this video can prove my sincerity. And I can't say more about such topic beyond such point. But instead, I shall try my best to let on more on my Patreon page. Since I just fear that I might lose my shirt, and it's highly complicated. There are some other things I just don't want that wicked woman to know about, in an open, in a publicly accessible, on a publicly accessible website. Since I can't be too sure if she also has measures to circumvent the Great Firewall and via some sort of proxy or VPNs to be able to use YouTube, to see me on YouTube. We can never be too careful about that, especially when it comes to women, to female human individuals who often do whatever they want, take whichever measure they can to get whatever they want, if you know what I mean, so ruthlessly. Unless you I suppose, unless you became me, who had experienced all of those shit. I don't suppose, and I don't quite expect all of you to fully understand, what's been going on around me and what's been going on to me. Yeah. But I suppose I really must start doing something about my loneliness, about some addictions issues, not just to pornography, but also to my work, to my addiction to the internet. But if you try to attribute the root cause, the root cause of my addiction, to the internet, it can, it's, every time I try it, every time I try to do so, every time I find the answer to be loneliness. Since I don't have many friends, actually I don't have a single friend I can fully trust and depend on here in China. Well, if you discount my cousins, my brothers, actually my adopted ones, but but they are self-proclaimed siblings of mine, since they actually don't quite acknowledge that I am their brother by blood, by blood ties, since technically speaking they are my cousins. Yeah, but I just don't have a single friend here, if you discount all of them. And yet actually, I don't expect to I don't expect to receive their aid, their help under ordinary circumstances, during extraordinary times or privileged times, since sorry, I beg your pardon if I got all the expressions and the grammatical cohesion all messed up, but I just tried my best to tell you, to explain to guys about the severity of my current circumstance. If the shit hit the fan on a full scale, I might even lose my current accommodation, since like I mentioned before in my previous videos, maybe once, maybe twice, maybe several times, but I'm should the court made a decision in favor of to that wicked woman, I might have to depart from here again. That I can't rule that out as another tragic possibility of outcomes. So I have to take the worst of the worst into my consideration, for the sake of survivalism. But well, it might sound a bit funny, even terribly, even frighteningly funny to you guys, from a dude who almost always experiences or suffers from suicidal thoughts from time to time. Yeah, how can a dude like I say something like, for the sake of survivalism, for the sake of survival, But yeah, it's you get the picture, you get the idea. But yeah, in any regard, yeah, the memory card is running out of memory again, so I have to work my angles to make the video as smoothly filmed as possible, so I don't have to make cuts here and there, and merge all those chunks of video fragments. Anyway guys, thank you very much for listening to this video. I hope you are having a better day or better night than I am, and I sincerely hope I shall see you guys again in the next videos on YouTube, if God still willing. Take care, stay safe, stay put, and stay tuned. Remain steadfast and faithful, and hopeful if possible. See you guys around next time on YouTube. Take care. Bye bye. Good night.